Welcome everyone to the very first episode of the Saints Row the Third mission playthrough. I'm going to be playing through all of the campaign missions and let's get started. Alright, so we're going to start a new game. Oversave. Yep. And we're going to start on normal difficulty because you don't want to see me die all the time. Alright, so I've played through Saints Row 3 and Saints Row 2, so I'm well informed on this game. I'm going to be giving you as much information as possible throughout the entire playthrough. And this is the very first episode, so this is going to be the introductory cutscene and mission. So this is the first start cutscene. It kind of closes the gap between the second and this game. Conquest. The story of human history. Since time immemorial, great leaders have risen from humble beginnings to do shit. And so it was with the 3rd Street Saints. Since conquering Stillwater, the once small-time street gang has evolved into a media empire. A Saints movie is in development. Johnny Gat and Shaundy are pop culture icons, and Pierce? Well, who gives a fuck about Pierce? The point is, the Saints are on the world stage and every criminal organization wants their crown. It was only a matter of time before one of them took the fight to the Saints. So as you can tell from that, something is going to go down. For those of you not familiar with the second game, that is Pierce, one of the 3rd Street Saints members.
Japanese commercials. Easiest money you'll ever make.
Grand larceny's right up there. You ready for this?
No worries. I do my own stunts.
Hey, you're just a ride-along, man. So don't get all hung styling it.
I am a method actor. If I'm gonna play a saint with any degree of emotional truth, I gotta make it real.
Here is our protagonist, the unnamed, ungendered character.
You're robbing a bank dressed like yourselves.
Hell yeah. Who doesn't want to be Johnny Gat?
So true.
Postmodernism. I love it.
I'm cool with the Saints movie, but do we really gotta drag this asshole actor around?
Cut Josh some slack. He's just researching his part.
Yeah, I hope he signed a waiver.
All right, people.
Nobody moves! Nobody dies! Sorry, jumps this line. Can we go again?
You all know the drill. Can I get a picture with the boss?
Say please.
Get in line, bitch!
Hey, don't be a dick.
Did you call yourself gangbangers? You're a bunch of pussies! We should be all up in their shit like... Fuck!
So, this is the first action scene we have. It will introduce us to the gameplay mechanics, and I'll talk through some of the differences between this game and the second game. It's a very good plan. Kill everyone. Alright, so some of the differences between this game and Saints Row 2 is they changed the radial weapon dial. So instead of pressing a button to choose between weapons, you now scroll between weapons on the menu, or you can press 1 to 8 to choose weapons directly.
We're gonna die?
What happened to I do my own stunts?
Hey, do these look like scripts to you?
All right, people. Let's find that ball.
And you also have the addition of a jump, which you use by holding down shift, which is your sprint button, and pressing space, which is jump. You also have crouch, which is your control, so you can hide behind cover easier. It's pretty easy to get headshots in this game, and it's like a one-shot kill on most characters, so it's definitely worth getting used to. There's also a quick melee button, which you can press. It's F by default, so you can just hit it to punch people. It's pretty effective. Yes, who the hell are we robbing? We'll find that out soon. So this is the a very nice way of opening a vault, as you'll see.
Ready for plan B? Yep. Josh, get over here. Got the tools right here, Holmes. So, what's plan B? Huh? Drill it? Fuck no. Reload. What? Not cool, man.
Time to get to work. We'll need to set those above the vault.
Hey, I think we've got company.
Looks like they're coming in from the lobby.
So this is one of the collectible missions, I guess you would call them. You can just get fans to give signatures or take photos of fans. There's about 20 around the city. There's no real point to them. You get a bit of money for doing it, but it's a collectible, so it adds up on your 100% score. So I mean, if you're looking for a 100% score, you'll have to find all of those around the city. They're not too hard to find. You can get an ability which shows you where they are on the map. Things are going to start going wrong. What an idiot. When he runs off. We see him later again, so don't worry about that. Alright, so this is the introduction of one of the mission types. You pretty much just have to hold a point. Like you said, 2 waves of guys. It's not too bad. You see a few of these. Most of them are side missions, so you don't have to do all these wave type styles. You have to do it occasionally, but not often. So it's really alright.
Like old times, huh, Shandy?
I'm gonna kill Burke if I see him again.
Graphics in this game are pretty good. I mean, they're better than the second game, Saints Row 2. They're not up there with the greatest like Skyrim, but that's expected. This game it's got a stylized type. It's kind of half cartoony, half realistic. It's quite an interesting style. It's crazy. This game is crazy. It gets a lot crazier later on. I mean, you might think robbing a bank in mascot costumes is pretty crazy, but believe me, it gets a lot more. These types of missions aren't too bad. I mean, you'll get used to them. The combat system is pretty good in this game. It's fun to play, and with all the unlocks and different customization options you'll be able to choose, it's really, you play it any way you want. Well, another way this game differs from the original is instead of having to use respect to start missions, respect is something you gain by doing stunts, missions, anything. Instead of using it to do missions, now you use it to get upgrades and learn new things. It's pretty cool. You can, as you get up levels respect wise, you can buy new upgrades such as health or damage or gang upgrades or customization options. So you can really play this game any way you want, and it really gives another use for money, because money isn't really used for that much other than gun upgrades and car customization. And now you can use it for upgrades, so it really gives the game another dynamic. It's really interesting. I'll show it later on when we get to it. They also made making money a lot easier in this game. As you have a mobile phone, which I'll show once we get access to it, you can just withdraw money from your bank account from there. So as you make money by owning properties, you can withdraw money every hour, which is about 10-20 minutes or so of gameplay. And with money you pretty much buy properties to gain more money per hour, or upgrade your guns, get upgrades for your character, upgrade cars, pretty much do whatever the hell you want with it.
Get it fixed! I'll hold off the cops.
Can't kill them all.
I don't appreciate that kind of negativity.
So these are choppers. We get choppers later on as well, so it's really fun to drive in them. This is a standard rail shooter type area where you're just pretty much holding on to a static position and shooting people. It moves around. It's pretty dynamic. Most of the missions, you won't come across it too often. There are a few side missions called like Guardian Angel, which where you're on a helicopter trying to protect a teammate. It's actually pretty interesting. There aren't too many of these, so don't worry about getting stagnant. The game really does do a good job of balancing everything. You never feel like you've done something for too long, and if you do, then you can just choose not to do it and do something else. There'll pretty much always be a choice between 2 or 3 missions that you can do at a time. So, I mean, if you don't feel like doing a mission, you can go on a break, take a different story mission, or just run around the city doing side missions. The game isn't too hard. I mean, last playthrough I did, I only died 1 time, and that was because I jumped off a building and died. So, yeah, it's not a hard game. On hardcore, it may be a lot different. I'm not sure. I haven't tried. Hopefully, I won't die too much in this playthrough. Obviously, talking while I'm playing makes it a lot more difficult, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, and here we go. This is pretty much the end of the first introductory mission. We get a little cutscene here, and then next up is the character customization. So I think I'll end it after this, and we'll move on to the next mission in the next episode. When good heists go bad. Alright. So this is the respect. You gain a little bit of respect for each mission depending on how well you do in the mission. You can get boosts to it, but we'll talk about that later when it comes up. Alright. Well, that's it for this episode. We'll see you next episode when we get to character customization.